I am Dr. Linnie S. Viernes, presently the Vice President for Research and Development, and I'm handling research for the BA Ed student, Research 1 and 2, and also child and adolescent learners and learning principal. As a teacher, I would like to believe that teaching experience is associated with student achievement in the class. And the true measure of a successful teacher is when the students are very successful in their respective career. As a teacher, I always draw my own life experiences to my students, considering that students would understand that education is very important. And most importantly, it is one way of building a healthy relationship with students. In my 47 years of teaching, I experienced ups and downs. Ups, when I meet students who are doing well in the class, and down when there are students who are not able to understand very well. At times, I have discussions and lectures with them. One of the most unforgettable experiences that I encounter is when I was handling criminology research with the Bachelor of Science in Criminology students who are already in their fourth year level. And one student was not able to come up with the expectation that he has to submit his research work based on the deadline. And one thing that pressured me much is when the rest of the subject teachers decided to give a failing grade to that particular student. So, being the dean of the criminology department, I have to call the attention of the rest of the subject teachers, and I made it clear to them that should you fail a student, you should have not waited until the student is in his fourth year. The pruning of the student should be done in the lower years, considering that parents are expecting much of their children, that they will be able to graduate since graduation is fast approaching. He will be able to graduate since graduation is fast approaching. There were some teachers who blame me for giving him a passing mark, but I said, you do not know what will happen in the coming years. So, in the later part, I was able to influence them by giving him a passing mark. That particular student, one time, I think that was 2020 or 2019, I happened to meet him in Dumaguete City when I was about to enter Chowking for lunch. And this student called me up, and I was thinking I was walking not on the pedestrian lane. So I keep on walking until I reached, from Chowking, I transferred to Jollibee because I was thinking it was somebody who is trying to call my name for some other reasons. But this particular student, whom I did not recognize at the very beginning, sat down in one of the chairs at Jollibee and asked me if I can still remember him. And I said, I'm so sorry because I cannot remember you. And He told me, can you still remember a certain who was enrolled in criminology research and which you were about to give me a failing grade and the rest of the teachers wanted to give me also a failing grade? I said, oh, I remember. And then he said, Ma'am, I am here to say thank you to you and I'm so happy that I meet you this time. Because had it not been of you, I could have not graduated on that particular year. And when I tried to ask him, where are you working now? He said, he is now the head of the PDEA. What is this? The Philippine Drug, I cannot remember the PDEA, no? In Pampanga. And he told me, right after the graduation, he took the review classes for criminology board exam. And then he took the board exam, he passed, which I do not expect nga he will pass in that exam, considering of his grade during his student days. Now, he owns his own car. He is very successful. And I say to myself, you cannot really tell the future of a particular student. And that moved me to help any student, even at this time, that those students who are not doing well in the class, there is a need for us to give a chance for them. Because we do not know in the future, they might be somebody. Another students which I meet during my third year of teaching was a certain I cannot forget, wherein he used to attend classes very late. And it so happened that I was handling religion at the time in the private school. And one of the examinations that I give to them is to memorize the rosary. And he cannot memorize, considering that he's always absent and sometimes he will be late. So I have to call his attention until such time that I learned from his friends that the very reason why he used to come late in my class is because whenever during nighttime, he used to be working in the pier. And then, naglabor siya. So, there are times nga he has to be late, there are times that he has to be absent because he's the one spending for his own education. So, to make the story short, I give him a passing mark, I help him, until such time nga, again, I went home to secure, I met him in the pier, and then he was already having a very decent, he was wearing a very decent attire with an attaché case. And then he told me, Ma'am, can you still remember me? I said, I'm sorry dong, di pagyug ko kailan mo. And he said, I am one of your students in religion. And I was one of those whom my attention was always called by you for the very reason that I always attend my class late. And there are times wherein I am absent. And I said, where are you now? Are you working? He said, I'm the manager of RCBC. So I think that's a bank. Manager of RCBC in one of an area in Manila. And for all I know, had I give a failing grade to that particular student, probably he will not be able to come up with his ambition in life. That's why it is a lesson for me that I have to give consideration sometimes to students, but I always encourage them to study, to work hard, and I always call their attention whenever there are examinations if they are getting low. giving them a challenge or advising them to study more in order to come up with their ambitions in life. So as a closing, I would say, in Visayan terms, dili gyud nato mabalaan ang kaugmaon sa tawo. So dapat nato dili nato hukman og unsa iyang nabuhat karon, but we have to give a chance for that particular student to move on. Thank you very much.